be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Facer Hill Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, Austin Gonzalez, Justin Danger, and Big Glenn.
I forgot Austin's name. Okay. Sorry, Austin. They don't know who the hell you are. Okay, guys, we'll get things started. We'll go right into it. We're going to talk about WrestleMania 41. It's going to be our main topic today. May touch on a couple other things. We'll see how time goes. The first thing I wanted to bring up about WrestleMania 41 was the stage. I want to get all your thoughts about how the place looked, how the thing was shot, and how about that. So we'll go first, and I'll go to Marcus first. What do you think of the presentation and the stage and everything?
I loved it. I'd love to have been in that building while it was empty and seen what that stage looked like. That was beautiful.
Yeah, and them seats on the stage and the seats
above the stage.
The stage. That's where I would wanted to sit. That would have been awesome. Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was beautiful. They've already said it looks like in the next 3 to 5 years they'll be back in Vegas. So things went very well. I know financially for sure. Justin Danger, what did you think about the stage and the setup and everything?
I liked it, and all the I know it's a nowadays type thing, but the drone shots of the whole building, that was great. And like you guys said, the seating in the stage, like that's never been done. And I thought that was really cool, and it especially been cool to sit there and be able to watch a show from on top of the stage.
Yeah, I thought so too. Big Glenn, what'd you think?
I actually have a lot of thoughts on this because, I've obviously been to Vegas many times over the past 3 or 4 years since at the end of COVID. And I've actually taken the Allegiant Stadium tour. So I've actually been there. It's a very nice building from front to back, inside and out. They call it the Death Star for a reason because on the outside it looks fantastic. But as far as the WrestleMania set is concerned, it was amazing as well. I'm a big mark for Fremont Street, so I'm happy they actually did the set based on the Plaza Hotel on Fremont versus something on the Strip, because it's being a mark for Fremont Street, obviously. So,
yeah. Austin, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like you guys said, I like the seats. They almost looked like someone was sitting in a theater, like over the edge. That was pretty cool. I mean, the last few years have been pretty good. I think the Philly one's still my favorite, mostly because of the callers, but.
And Chris, what'd you think? Chris?
I was just trying to figure out what was going on here. Okay.
Yeah, there was an issue with Facebook.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
I
why.
had to log in again too, and they had to have me
Yeah, that's what took me a minute to get on. They had me doing this weird stuff to get on here.
That's the first time ever that's happened. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Same here.
Oh, I thought the stage was cool. I really liked it. I know on the McAfee show they were talking about it, and they were talking about how big it was. They said that the stage was so big that it made the stadium feel like you was in the arena. They said the stage was so big it made like the floor down there look kind of small. So they were real impressed about how big it was. So it like you guys said, it'd been cool to see in person.
One other thing before we start going to the matches, was there anything that stood out to you as far as entrances goes? My favorite entrance was Dom Mysterio. I said he was going to have Mariachi band and stuff out there. He had Mariachis out there, so I really enjoy. Not Dom, excuse me. I said the wrong name. Americana. Yeah, it was Americana. But that was my favorite entrance. Austin, what about you? Anything stood out to you on the entrances?
I mean, there were some pretty good ones, but I mean, having Living Color out there for CM Punk. That was probably my favorite. So
Justin, what about you?
Really, none of them stood out, but I would probably say Punk just because he had the live music.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
I like Punk's because of the band, but Cody Rhodes, the mask he came out in, I thought when he came out through there with that smoke and then the mask opened up, I thought that was pretty cool.
What about you, Marcus?
No, not really. I mean, I like the dirt bikes. I thought that was pretty cool. Did somebody come out in the car?
LA
LA Knight.
Couple
No,
of
I thought that was pretty cool. They drove that car in there. And
LA
Bianca's
Knight
was
and
kind of
Dick
different
Sharp.
because at first I thought they were flipping braids. They were all out there jumping rope. I looked at Kelly and go, are they flipping braids? But then they went back. It's like, no, they're doing that double dutch or whatever.
McAfee came out in a box.
I mean, if you can count Steve Austin's, I liked Austin's entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. It was memorable. That's for
I
sure.
wish I was the one that was smacked into. That would have been.
Yep.
oh, they were flopping like LeBron.
Yep, they were. Big Win, did you have one that stood out?
Yes, the Roman Reigns entrance, and the Wyatt family being featured on the those mini screens on the entrance ramp.
I did like that.
And
Yeah,
I had
that was
another
pretty
one.
cool too. No, you said
Had-
that, yeah.
Had another one. I thought Chris might say this one, but he didn't. The guitar player from Slayer with Damian Priest. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
I will say it wasn't over the top entrance wise, but the way they did it, Joe Hendry's I liked a lot, where they opened the doors and you
Yep.
kind of just seen this. I thought they did it really good for that.
Yep. Yeah, I thought so too. I liked it too. Okay, guys, we'll get started. We're gonna go through match. Night one, we open the show with Jey Uso defeating Gunther by submission. He's the new world heavyweight champion. Get the thoughts. Well, let's go first. Let's go with Austin. What do you think of the match?
I thought the match was decent. I don't know if I'd say it's their best match because I remember one on Raw maybe a month or so before Jay won the Rumble that I really enjoyed. But I thought it was solid and did what it needed to do. I know a lot of people didn't like the finish, but in my opinion, for me, it works just because there's been storylines with Gunther in the past with Priest and whatever, underestimating, not being confident, and giving up when it gets tough. So I think Gunther will get the championship back, or go for the WWE. So I don't think it hurts him as much as people are claiming. But I gave it a B. I thought it was okay. I gave it a B minus. My bad. B minus.
Okay, Justin Danger.
The match was okay. It was more of a Jey Uso emotional match more than anything. Like everybody knew and wanted him to win, and that's what they was waiting on. The finish would have been okay if Gunther didn't tap as fast as he did.
He should make it burn.
Yeah, like that's really the main thing that I didn't like about the whole match was just that he tapped a little fast, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. I like the match. I give it a B. It should have been an A. My criticism of the match, I thought it should have been a little more physical. And in my opinion, after the way what he did to Jimmy Uso and bloodied him up, and that really got the story going. I thought Gunther should have bled. I thought he should have made him bleed. I didn't have a problem with him tapping out quick because the story was he had choked out. Didn't tapped him out, but had choked out Jay 2 or 3 times. And I think that they was trying to show his dominance and he tapped out. But I think that's what they were for. I think it would have worked if they would just choked him out and he would have tapped too. So I think it worked either way just to make it look strong. But I'm old school. I thought there should have been blood. After what he did to Jay, I thought there should have been blood. That's just my opinion.
You're chopping up pretty bad. Is everybody else getting that?
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We
we
heard most
just
of you, but you're
understand, like,
chopping up pretty bad. All
You're
right,
starting to
well,
sound
I'm
Well,
going to
it
be a
looks
little
like they're
more critical.
frozen.
I thought for the opening match of WrestleMania and the significance in a title match, I thought it fell pretty short. That was the first match of WrestleMania. It should have hyped up the crowd, and I didn't see that. I always seen about 6 moves, and like I said, the submission was rather quick. And Why was the ref always checking on Jay and never checking on Gunther? I mean, if you go back and look, he's always making sure Jay's okay. I didn't care for it. For being the opening match of WrestleMania and everything that went into that match, I thought it fell short. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Big Glenn.
I thought it was good. I gave it a C plus. Obviously, the ending was a little bit weird. Obviously, with Gunther tapping out pretty quickly. I will say though that I knew at the end of the day, regardless of the outcome, a lot of people were going to be upset with it to begin with. So I actually expected some fans to complain about it. So
Yeah, that's a good point. And Chris.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was what I expected. It was the crowd was into it. You knew it was going to be all about Uso and the eating and all that. My only complaint was the same thing as what Dangerous said, and I said it as soon as it happened when we was watching it was. I thought he should have tapped out. I agree, he shouldn't have choked him out, but I thought he tapped a little too quick. I think he should have been in the hold a little bit longer before he tapped. But other than that, I thought it was a good match to kick off the show. It got the crowd fired up and going to carry the 9 on. So I thought it was pretty solid.
I thought it got the crowd going, but I thought Marcus made a good point when we talked earlier the other day. But sometimes that happens. I mean, he talked, because he's talking about the Royal Rumble, how the crowd went crazy. And he didn't think it was near as big as pop, and I don't think it was as big as pop either. But it was a different situation too.
Well, I just want to say I think the pop did get there. I think it was just delayed because people didn't expect Gunther to tap that soon. The pop happened and it was loud, but when he first won, it was kind of silent for a minute because, in my opinion, nobody expected Gunther to tap at that point. Like when he tapped, I was kind of a little delayed too. So that's what I think happened personally.
Yeah, we're definitely getting some echoing. I know, Billy Buzz.
Yep.
I don't know what's causing it for sure. Next up, second match of the night, the New Day defeated the War Raiders to become the new World Tag. Okay, we'll go to Austin first. Austin, what do you think of that match?
The crowd was pretty dead during most of it. There was a couple. I mean, there was some really cool spots that the crowd didn't really react to. I thought the match was a pretty solid match. Do I think it should have been on WrestleMania? No, just because. I mean, I love both those tag teams, but if you're going to do just 2 tag teams like that, get a stipulation or something, make it a little bit more interesting. But I thought they both did good. I gave it a C plus. I mean, if it wasn't WrestleMania, I think I could have gave it a B or something. But with it being a WrestleMania, I think it just wasn't big enough. But I thought it was solid wrestling.
Yeah, I know you'd be as a proponent that they should have had the ladder match that's going to be happening tomorrow night on SmackDown. Should have been on that. And at first, I really didn't agree with you. But I agree with you more now. But I also understand seeing the press conference with Triple H. You got to have something for your shows. I mean, they're putting on a lot of shows. So I mean, they got to have stuff for people to tune into SmackDown. So I mean, it's a tough balance. But I do agree. I think if they wasn't going to put the ladder match on there, they should have put a stipulation into that match. I kind of agree with you. Marcus, what was your thoughts?
I didn't care for it. Sorry, I will be real critical about night one. The best part of that match is when they got down there, being a commentator and me yelling at Cold X. When they got down there and Pat McAfee was screaming at him like I have, shooting with shade and them guys, I loved it. I think the New Day made them, being such big guys, I think they kind of cheapened the War Raiders. Ivar is a beast. And having Kofi do what he did to him, and I think, you're right. It wasn't a WrestleMania match. It was
NXT War Raiders are much better.
So.
Okay, Glenn, we'll let you go next.
D plus. Nothing there. What killed this match is not so much what happened in the match, but all the shots and videos and photos from people going to take a piss break.
I didn't notice that, but yeah.
Yeah, there was a bunch that came out it was like Monday. I'm like, yeah.
Chris.
I mean, I kind of agree with what everybody's saying. It was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't a match I think that should have been on WrestleMania. But it I mean, it was all right. It was kind of like at the Rumble, where after the women's Rumble that you had that tag team match, and like half the arena was in the was at the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of happened in that match too, because everybody just eating and going doing everything. I think the crowd might have been
they were down.
a little tired.
They were
Plus,
tired.
but I think that was the spot where a lot of people went to the bathroom and stuff,
I had no
kind of like they
choice.
did after the women's Rumble match at the Rumble.
I had no choice. Our Royal Rumble,
Mhm.
I just drunk a big
Shit.
drink. I had to go pee, and then there's only like 5 stalls in the
'Cause-
damn restroom.
Well, like half the arena went to the damn bathroom
yeah.
after that women's Rumble match.
Yeah,
Like,
they
It
did.
was terrible.
it looked like it
There
was
was
like
a guy-
the intermission at an indie
Yeah,
show.
man,
The whole place got up and went.
Oh yeah, man, I had to go.
There was a guy that sat behind me in the row right behind me, man. I kept getting up like all night. It was starting to drive the people behind me nuts.
Okay, Justin, your thoughts?
It was a New Day match. They're annoying. They're the champs. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Next up, match 3: Jade Cargill defeated Naomi in the grudge match. Let's go, Chris. We'll let you go first.
I thought it was a solid match. Actually, to me, it was the. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm on the same night. Yeah, to me it was the best women's match of night one. I thought this match was better than the other women's match. Myself, I didn't. Well, we'll get to the other women's match here in a little bit, but I thought I like this match better than I did that other one. And you know how I feel about Charlotte Flair, but no, I thought it was a solid match, and I thought they made Cargill look good coming out of it. That one, the way she done that one move there toward the end was freaking
And
looked fucking awesome.
And when she caught her too, that one time
Yeah.
off the road, that was something else too. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty solid. I'll give it a B. I thought it was a big stage, and it was a big moment for Cargill. I think Naomi was the leader of the match, and I mean she made her look good. So I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty good though. I thought it was pretty solid. Let's go, Marcus.
Well, this is actually the first match I had seen because we had a situation come up that this is where I started WrestleMania. So, well, I had made a statement to Kelly that Naomi is good as a heel. I like her better as a heel than a face. And I thought they came out of the gate like a ball of fire, but then Naomi slowed down really quick. If you notice, at one time, Cargill throws her in the corner. She more like walks to the corner than runs into the corner.
Yeah.
But Cargill's another, not to keep using the term, a beast. Some of those moves she was doing, catching her and flipping her, and that finishing maneuver was just like amazing. So I was impressed. It was a good match, except they only slowed down. I don't know if it's because she'd been gone for a while or what, or just came out of the gate too fast. But
could have been. Justin,
you're muted.
Hold on. I got it. My bad. There you go.
It wasn't a bad match, especially for a Jade Cargill match. But I mean, it definitely wasn't the best of either night, really. But yeah, that match, it was all right for a Jade Cargill match.
pretty good. I think it's going to be the start of Jade Cargill, big single push in the WWE. Let's see, Big Glenn.
I don't remember this match. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or that's a good thing, but I did see Jay get the win, and I'm not gonna be honest with you, I can't even rate this match. I don't remember it. I don't know what happened with me on Saturday. Not that I was doing anything I shouldn't be doing, whether it be drinking or anything like that.
Okay, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of up in the air in this match going into it, just because I thought it could turn out decent, and or it could be bad. For the most part, I liked it. As Mark is saying, Naomi slowing down. For me, I thought she slowed down a couple times for Jade, because I don't think Jade can keep up.
Well, that
enough.
could be like Jackson David Knight. Yep. Okay.
I think Jade looked really good, and I think Naomi made her look really, really good. There was a couple spots in the middle, like you said, though, that kind of looked a little off, but they got it together, and there were some really cool power moves and counters, and I thought it was solid. I thought it was pretty solid. I think it was a good match for Jade to have. So.
Okay, next up, Jacob Fatu defeated LA Knight is the new United States champion. Justin, we'll let you go first.
I like the match, but I don't understand nowadays of having to hit a finisher more than one time. Like it was a good match, but I mean, if you hit a guy with a finisher one time, that should be plenty enough, I think. But evidently nowadays it's not.
That's just the way it is, Justin. I mean, WWE does it, but in AEW does it a lot more. You almost have to kill a guy sometimes. In
Well, I'm telling you, if I hit a DDT on you, you're not going to get up. I promise.
Yeah, that's what it should be. I don't disagree with you, but I like this match. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a coming out party for Jacob Fatu. I think Jacob Fatu will be in a main event next year at WrestleMania, but may not be the main event, but could be an opening match. I think he's going to be one of the main guys on the card. LA Knight's still getting good reactions. Be interesting to see what they're going to do with him. Chris, what do you think?
I liked it. I think Fatu's going to be a real big star for WWE. I think with him and Breaker, they have two guys that could really be real big stars. But yeah, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was a pretty solid match, and the crowd was into it.
Yep. Marcus?
Oh, I loved it. I'm not an LA Knight fan, but I thought it was probably one of his best performances I've seen him in. And the use of the top ropes that they were doing, and throwing how LA Knight kept throwing Fatu like through the ropes and cracking him into the ring post, and that when Fatu was getting ready to be pinned, and all of a sudden his foot hit that bottom rope. I mean, I don't know where his foot just went up there. I mean, I loved it. The match was great.
Yeah,
I have no complaints about this one.
Okay, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, it was easily the second best match of the night for me. I give it a B plus. I expected it to be one of the bottom for me because, like he said, I'm not a big LA Knight fan. I knew Jacob would be good, but I didn't think I would really get into it as I did. But it was pretty solid. I thought it was really good. So.
Big Glenn?
B plus. LA Knight coming out in a Maserati was amazing, obviously, and it pretty much made Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, it did. Okay, next up we got match 5. It was El Grande Americano defeating Rey Fenix, and we're gonna let Marcus go first on this.
Nothing but comedy. I loved hearing the commentators fighting back and forth. If it was Chad Gable, if it's not Chad Gable, it is Chad Gable. No, it's not Chad Gable. I mean, that whole damn thing just funny. That Chad Gable, or is it Chad Gable? Anyhow, I was very amused by the match, and that's all I can say. It was humorous.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed the match, and also the thing that impressed me was that Rey Fenix in less than 24 hours having to come in and take this match because Rey Mysterio got hurt. And had to do this match on short notice. He just got with the company, just started a couple of weeks ago. So I thought Rey Fenix did pretty well, and I enjoyed the match, which I'm a big El Grande Americano fan, big Chad Gable fan. I know a lot of people don't think it's Chad Gable, but anyway, I'm a big fan. Justin.
Every time I watch Chad Gable, he does something to impress me. Like he's great. Like he's got to get a push sometime, and not these comedy pushes that he's been doing.
Yeah.
Like a legit push for Chad Gable, I see in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we get a championship on him before his career is over. I think he deserves it. I think he's a good soldier. He does what's asked of him, and he's a great performer on every level. I mean, he really don't have a weakness other than maybe he's. How tall you think?
I can see him and Jacob Fatu over the United States Championship. That would be good.
That one move he did where he landed on his back and landed on him. I don't even know what you call that move. I don't even know what the hell it was. But it was
a reverse 450.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
that was nuts. Austin.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid match. I mean, especially I don't know if I'd say it felt like a WrestleMania match, but it wasn't supposed to be a WrestleMania match. But I thought it was pretty solid, and I thought Rey Fenix looked good. And Chad Gable's Chad Gable, and I'm happy he got a win, even though. It's the gimmick stuff is funny because technically Chad Gable hasn't gotten a WrestleMania win yet. So.
Chris, did you go yet? Yeah, go ahead.
I get it. Freaking okay. There we go. No, I liked it. I agree with what Justin said. And also, I'd like to see Chad Gable get a push. I've always been fans, but I like the entrance with the mariachi band. Just all of it.
I loved it.
It's just all of it. I thought was real entertaining. I would have liked. I wish we'd have got to see him and Mysterio because I think that would have not the because I him and Phoenix was good, but I think him and Mysterio was going to be even better.
It'd have been a different match, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Big Glenn.
Yes, I love this match. It gets A minus.
Cool.
The one of the matches on this night is going to be the match on night. You probably guys have figured out by now already. But anyways, back to this match. The mariachi was great. I mean, the only thing that was missing for that entrance was the Taco Bell dog, but that's beside the point. I like this. I like the spot where he had El Grande had the plate inside of his mask and did that little headbutt.
Mhm.
That's a bad move right there, man. And
That's old school. I can't remember the first time I seen it, but I've seen it several times before. But I can't remember who used to do it. I don't know if Marcus can or not, but I've seen that before.
What's that? Say it again.
Where they put the plate in the mask.
and they
Did Mr. Wrestling 2 do that when he was a heel?
I'm thinking so.
Okay,
It
that's what I was
was.
thinking.
It was that era, yes.
Yeah, but I do remember being
Yeah,
a
I think
senior.
it was Mr. Wrestling 2 that done that.
But yeah, it was a great match. It's actually one of the more underrated matches on the night.
Yeah. Okay, next up, guys. This should be interesting. Tiffany Stratton defeated Charlotte Flair in the WWE Women's Championship match. We're going to let Big Glenn go first.
C+, great match. I figured Tiffany would win. Some of those spots in that match were kind of brutal, obviously, especially with Tiffany getting that big ass knot on her forehead.
Losing some
And
teeth.
and her teeth, man. The WWE had dentists on site backstage, so I'm actually not surprised that her teeth got fixed that quickly.
Yeah, they were fixed for the press conference.
Yes.
Austin.
He's muted.
Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, I thought Charlotte looked terrible. The whole match, I thought she was slowing it down. I thought she was off.
You freezing up, isn't
So it was all right. It was a Charlotte match.
It? It's us.
We ain't had problems in a long time.
Can you guys hear me?
And not now I can.
Oh, I think everybody else could. We couldn't.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it again.
Oh, I thought Charlotte looked terrible. I thought she was off all night. I thought she was dragging down the match. She has a history of doing it, and I think she was doing it again. Basically, it was an okay match. I thought Tiffany winning was the one good thing about it. So it could have been a lot better.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a very good match. I'm a big Charlotte Flair fan. I think both of them made some mistakes, but Flair didn't look like herself at all. So, but yeah, like I said earlier, I enjoyed the other women's match more than I did this one.
I was watching a podcast and they came out and said that they thought in the first 3 minutes that Charlotte was on purpose. They said that she did that to her teeth in the first 3 minutes. That wasn't true because I went back and watched the match. It was probably 10, 11, 12 minutes in, and I couldn't even find the spot where it happened to her teeth. I went back looking for it, and I couldn't even find where it happened. I think it was a kick, but I'm not sure. I'm really not, and really not sure where she got the knot on the head. But it was an okay match. I'll be honest with you. I expected more. Marcus.
Well, I'm already critical of the match because that's one of the ladies that has been gone for so freaking long and then walks in and takes a spot at WrestleMania. I don't know how a lot of those wrestlers feel knowing they can bust their ass all year long, and it doesn't matter because somebody's going to come along and take their spot that hasn't been around a while. Charlotte had a lot of ring rust. She looked bad. And they should have checked with wardrobe because they also looked a lot alike. And if you're just kind of watching it out of the corner of your eye, you can't tell who's who. I had to actually study the TV to watch that because they were dressed just the same.
Yeah, they were
terrible. And she should never
mention wardrobe. Now I do remember the Jade Cargill match. for obvious reasons.
I thought
Yeah.
I'm already critical because of the walking in and taking a spot from somebody else. So, and she looked like shit. I agree. Terrible.
Justin.
My bad. There you go.
Charlotte tried to carry the match and she failed miserably. Like it just wasn't good. And I agree, and I'll say more later in night two, but about
Yeah, I will
showing up
too.
and just taking a spot,
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Yeah. One thing that Chris brought up too, I can't remember if it was right after the match or later on that night. I think it was later on the night we was talking about it. And I think one mistake they did, Chris brought it up to me, and I agree that they did a lot of stuff in the corner, trying to use the ropes and a lot of that stuff. With that feud and the way it was, it should have been a fight. It should have just been a war, and they should have been trying to do all this flippy stuff. I think that may have been the mistake of the match. I think it was laid out wrong, and I'm not taking up for either one of them. I really didn't like the way it was laid out.
I actually said that right after the match.
Yeah, and I thought that was a good point.
Because it was like they just went from one corner to the other,
Yeah.
one corner to the other. It was always they were always up on a turnbuckle. It seemed like 90% of the match. It was like, I don't know. To me, that was just put together weird.
Yeah, I agree. The last match, night one, Seth Rollins defeated CM Punk. Paul Heyman started the night with CM Punk, and also Roman Reigns in a triple threat match. Let's go with Justin first.
I enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed the double turn by Heyman. That was probably like it made sense once it happened as to why he low blowed his best friend and low blowed and made sure it counted for his tribal chief who made him a slave. Basically, he was a servant basically. So it all made sense and it worked. And I'm kind of excited with Rollins with Heyman.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. I thought the storytelling was great. I know some people had said they didn't think that the wrestling in the match was that great. I thought the wrestling was fine. I'm not saying it was the best wrestling match I've ever seen, but I thought the wrestling was still spot on. All the spots they did, I thought was laid out good. Whether it was a spear or whether it was the stomp or the go to sleep, I thought everything laid out perfect and looked great. But I really enjoyed the match and loved the story. I thought it was the match of the night. Austin.
Yeah, it was easily the match of the night, and it's almost the match of the weekend for me. I think there's one that's slightly over it, but I'll get to that when we get to night two. But honestly, people say the wrestling was better. I honestly don't see what they're talking about. I thought it was mapped out perfectly, like you said. I thought it was a really good grounded, good counters, good. I mean, it was almost like I just don't know what else you would want from that match. Like if someone says it just wasn't a good, I thought it was perfect for what they were trying to do for story and everything. I loved it.
Okay.
And I also loved how when Heyman turned, he was seeing Punk, he almost looked upset about it, but did it. And then Roman, he looked happy, he was willing to do it. And I want to see how he goes with that because it did seem like he wasn't too happy about turning on Punk still.
Yeah.
But maybe he was just acting. I don't know, but I kind of caught that, and I want to know if they do anything with that. So.
Okay, Marcus.
Match of the night. I thought this, like you guys said, the storytelling was spot on. The timing was spot on.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love the little, what I guess you would call Easter eggs. First, you had Roman glaring at Punk, then Roman staring at Punk. It was the stare down. He did that stare down, and then Seth winks at Roman, back at him. Then Punk starts mocking Roman Reigns. Roman's facial expressions at Paul all throughout the night was just fantastic. I think Roman was more aggressive since this was the first match he ever wrestled by himself, because normally he has a half a dozen other people helping him wrestle. He actually wrestled by himself this time. When did they start putting galvanized trash cans down the aisles? I mean, that was just, you kind of figured they placed those there for the top. Well, I just like the way everything just fell into place. As me and Justin was talking, when he hit Punk, he low blowed him. When he hit Roman, he ground that low blow in there.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He's rolling his arm about half a dozen times.
Yeah, it was definitely extra on that one.
When he took out the tables, they set those double tables up so when he threw him off the tightrope and he crashed through the tables. I mean, the whole match was spot on. I that's my match of the night.
Yeah.
Of course, when you got the other 6 to deal with or whatever, it wasn't hard to be match of the night. But
Chris.
Yeah, I thought I agree with everybody. I thought it was spot on. I really enjoyed it. Heyman, even during the match, him sitting over there on the steps, his facial expressions and stuff. I mean, he had so much to it. Just
I agree.
Even just on the outside of the ring before he ever stepped foot in there to do the turn. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought Punk looked good. I thought Rollins looked real good. I thought Reigns looked good. Rollins is right up there with anybody. That dude can do it all, and the crowd's behind him as well. And I'm real excited to see what they're going to do with him, Heyman, and now Breaker. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes.
Big Glenn.
Yes, match of the night, obviously. Storytelling from start to finish, and the potential storytelling from that match alone, it's going to take us, to next WrestleMania when you think about it, especially with what happened on Monday with Brock, or not Brock, but Braun Breaker coming out and joining Paul. I mean, we're talking a little bit about last Monday, obviously at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, A+.
I agree. Going to night 2, started off with a great match, guys. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Io come in as the champions, and she retained. Big Glenn, I'll let you go first.
Match of the weekend. Those ladies tore the house down. It was just great from start to finish. I knew the hair spot with Bianca was going to happen. It's kind of like Kofi Kingston's Royal Rumble spot where he tries to get back into the arena and avoid elimination. But yeah, great 3-way. Right person won. I do feel so.
Yeah.
It's good to be wrong at times. That's what I'm trying to say.
Austin.
I agree. It's the match of the weekend. It edges out the main event for night 1 for me. I loved it. I guess Kevin Nash was a little bit wrong about Io not bringing anything to the match. I don't know how he thought that. Io is fantastic, and I personally wanted her versus Rhea this singles, but I mean you can't get wrong with that triple threat. And Io, I thought they all looked great, but I thought Io was the MVP of the match, and I'm happy she won. And that match was great. I loved how it started. It started off at 100 and it never went down. Like it was great.
They had some great spots. Marcus.
it was another one of them. The timing was spot on with these women. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this was the first match out of WrestleMania that the crowd chanted, "This is awesome."
Okay.
If you go back, there was no "This is awesomes" on night 1. None. This was the first match that they chanted that. I don't know what else to say. It was spot on. Those ladies' timing was just beautiful. The counters were beautiful. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what else to say. There's no complaints here.
Justin.
He's muted.
Okay, Justin.
This match was by far the best. I got excited when Io won, and for me to watch wrestling and get excited is actually hard for me to do because I nitpicked so much about it, but there was really nothing really to nitpick on this match. It was just a really good match.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chris.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was pressing the button, but it wasn't working.
Okay.
But no, I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Only thing I didn't like about it is Ripley should have won, but other than that, it was good.
No, I think, and I agree. I'm a big Ripley fan. I'm all three of those fans. I think the right person won. I think that
Right person won.
Ripley don't need the championship right now. Neither does Bianca. They just made Io. I know she had the title before. It was an okay title run. I think this is going to be better. Yeah, it was. I tell you, if anybody has a problem with that match, they might be an idiot because that was outstanding. It really was. Next up, Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. Marcus.
Well, you know how I like street fights. And if you didn't notice, this was the second match of WrestleMania weekend where This Is Awesome Chance started. So we already got the two matches of the night two with This Awesome Chance. I loved how McIntyre jumped over the top rope on top of Priest. I mean, literally just flew out over the top rope. A lot of the top ropes. Oh, this is the one where McIntyre pushed. Okay, I guess I had my matches messed up. McIntyre is the one that pushed Priest off into the tables.
Yep.
The Claymore into the chair was pretty brutal. I liked how he took that turnbuckle pad off to get that chair mounted a lot better. It fit in there better. I give it an A. This was an outstanding match as well.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be good. I expected big things from it, and I thought it delivered. I really enjoyed it. Austin.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a B plus. It was really hard hitting. Both of those guys are great. Drew's Drew, and you know me, I think Priest is one of the most underrated wrestlers today, and he may go down as ever. I wish they would keep him up the main with the kind of towards the title, but I figured after this one, this is kind of where he'll go down to like the Intercontinental United States again. But I thought it was really good, and I thought they both killed it and hard hitting, good street fight. It didn't need all the extra blood and all that stuff. It was just really good.
Chris.
Yeah. I thought it was a real good match as well. Real solid. I thought both guys looked good. I like that it was a street fight, but they didn't go overboard. Didn't go overboard with really like too many weapons. And I thought the spot looked good when he came off the ropes through the tables that they set up when he looked like he was going to do old school and when he pushed them off.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of an old school feel to the whole match, and I kind of like that. I think that's why Marcus liked it too. Big Glenn.
A minus, great match, great what you would expect from a good street fight. I love Drew's entrance with the Doom outfit. That was amazing. And obviously, the guy from Slayer doing Damien's entrance as well. So it was A minus.
Okay, and Justin Danger. Is it muted?
For a street fight, I liked it because they didn't go overboard, like Chris said. There wasn't nothing that was too much, and the finish was actually really good with the Claymore into the chair in the corner. I like that.
Yeah. It was a good match. Next up, guys, we have Dominic Mysterio winning a fatal four-way and winning the Intercontinental Championship over Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. Let's go Justin first. Justin?
He's good.
This is another match that I actually got excited over. Like it was a really and I like three ways and four ways, but I don't like them at the same time because there's too many waiting on the spots, and you see that, and I don't like that. But I got excited for how the finish was because it was just one after another, and it was perfect how he landed the frog splash on Finn, and Braun just kind of slid out of it, and he pinned Finn without having to get up and move around at all. It was a really good match to me.
Marcus.
Well, I loved it. I agree with Justin. I freaked out when Dominic won it as well. He kind of turned face. I mean, the fans were cheering him there at the end. I like the fact where Breaker speared Carlito and McAfee loses his shit out there.
Yeah,
McAfee could make a show, I'm telling you, with
I
just the
agree.
stuff he does and jumping around and dancing around and comments he makes. And I was very humored when he's out there just losing his shit when he Breaker speared Carlito. But yeah, it was a fantastic show, fantastic match, and I was very happy Dominic won it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if he's going to stay a face. He was definitely a face that night. I think he's going to stay a heel. I think they're going to turn Finn. Well, it looks like they're going to do. I'm not sure for sure. I'm not 100% for sure, but we'll see where that goes. But it was really good. Let's go. Let's go, Big Glenn.
I liked it. It was the right call to pull the trigger on Dominic Penn Finn and not Braun Breaker, obviously, because there's going to be Braun up at the end of the day. And I give that match a B+.
Okay, Chris.
Oh no, it was actually one of my favorite matches of the weekend. I really liked this match. I thought it was spot on. It was a little different to see the crowd cheer Dom, because usually he can't even speak because they're booing him out of the place. And then I thought it was cool that he went like, oh, hell, he was probably 3/4 of the way up the ramp, almost out, and then and they were all cheering, so he ran back to the ring and went back. Which I'm sure somebody got in his ear and was like, "Hey, go back out there." But yeah, because you don't see that a whole lot, where a guy starts a match out where everybody's booing him, and then I don't even think they intended for the fans to react like that. I think they figured he was going to win, the fans were going to boo him. I don't think they thought he was going to get that reaction.
And when he got back out there to do the post show stuff outside the stadium,
Yeah,
those fans are going cheering for him.
he was hilarious during
Well,
that.
you think he was cheered because he pinned Balor? You think it would have been the same if he had pinned Penta or somebody?
Well, he was cheered
He would have
before
been the
then.
heel
That's
still.
what I think. I think they cheered him because he pinned Finn. If he would have pinned anybody else, he would have got booed. But I think because it was Finn, and I think going up the ramp and coming back down was supposed to happen because he passed Finn as he slid in the ring, and Finn just kind of stared at him as he went in and got on the post, and then Finn continued to the back. So I think that was all planned, I would say, to lead into Finn screwing Dom out of the title somehow, I think.
Yeah, could be. Austin.
Yeah, I thought the match was great. I gave it a B+. It was one of the best ones of the weekend. And I agree, him pinning Finn definitely made the cheers more. But I mean, he was getting cheered the whole match. I mean, he was getting cheered way before he even got the pin, and we kind of noticed it, and we were like, it was just organically just happened. And I did expect him to win, and I expected them to turn him face after. I expect him to get kicked out of the Judgment Day, and I think even with the fans now, they may go sooner, and I expected them to kind of do like a Randy Orton evolution thing. Finn's gonna get, they've been hitting that the whole time. Finn kind of getting jealous of Dom and all that. So yeah, I thought it was great.
Next up, guys, Randy Orton took on a surprise opponent and an open challenge, and that ended up being Joe Hendry. Austin, what'd you think?
I loved it. I mean, everybody was saying that Joe Hendry got or what? No, it was great. I mean, we got to remember it's Randy Orton. It's not like he was going against Logan Paul or Dom or someone like that. Like, he was Randy Orton. And, it was just used as, since Kevin Owens got hurt, I think the way they used it and just had like fun pop-up type match, I liked it. It was a good thing to have in between the matches. And I liked how it went quick. I mean, Joe Hendry got some good offense, and then he got hit with the RKO out of nowhere. Isn't that what was supposed to happen? So, yeah, I liked it.
Okay, Justin?
I absolutely hated it when it first happened. But after I saw the beginning of Raw, I changed my mind about it, and I kind of agree with it now. It was just a filler match. Randy didn't need to do nothing except he rubbed Joe Hendry a little bit more, basically. Joe Hendry's over a little bit more because he was on WrestleMania out of nowhere. and he took an RKO twice by Randy Orton. But at first, I was pissed because if Randy Orton didn't become the number one contender for TNA title and win that sumbitch, I was going to be pissed.
Yeah, I see that point too, because that's kind of old school. That's the way it should be. But it was a big opportunity for Henry. I don't think people realize TNA is a very small company. They're on Access TV. They get 100,000 people watching per week, and that's not because the channel only averages about 35,000 people watching a normal show. So TNA is doing very well on that channel, but most people just don't have access channel. You can't get it. So getting how many people watched WrestleMania? 10 million, 20 million people, over 1 billion views on social media. And in the press conference, Triple H said, man, Joe Henry is outstanding. We talked to him. Hey, I told him, said, this is your first time. Not a lot of pressure on you. You will be back at WrestleMania again. He's going to be in WWE soon and going to be on the roster. And I think there's going to be big things for him. I know they was real happy with him. And I know CM Punk, I seen the interview with Henry. CM Punk talked to him. Cena talked to him. A lot of people talked to him and give him advice. And so I know he was real happy with the moment. So I thought it was pretty cool. Marcus?
I loved it. I was in here yelling. Kelly had to find out what I was yelling about when Joe Henry popped up. I liked the fact that he did the pose before the RKO, because he did that, and then Randy got him. Randy was toying with him. Yeah. Randy was smiling throughout that match. He was just having a heyday with Joe Henry. But I thought it was a good comedy, a good filler, and I thought it was presented very well.
Yeah, because I think they've had to change directions a little bit because with everything that happened with Kevin Owens. So, they had to do something. And I know Triple H addressed that and said this made the most sense. So, Chris?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the comedy that was in it and stuff. And it's a big moment for Hendry. It surprised me. I never thought that's who it was going to be. I still was saying it was KO all the way up until Hendry came out. I still thought that KO was going to come out and they were going to make it some kind of like unsanctioned match or something.
I was hoping for it.
But no, I enjoyed it, and I liked how at the end where Orton done Hendry's pose and stuff. I mean, I thought it was put together well.
Big Glenn?
Oh, I love this, and I'm a big Joe Hendry mark, and there once crossed my mind that it would be Joe in that match or Joe in that spot just in general. Then obviously, the match was great. Some people are going to say that, it killed Joe Hendry's run. No, it didn't. It helped elevate Joe and put some eyes on him and the TNA brand itself. It's great all around.
Well, he's speaking of that, he's going to be main event in the pay-per-view for TNA this Sunday night. He's also back on NXT and in the main event scene on NXT now. So, I think big things are happening for him. So,
yeah. And one other thing, like Glenn said, it elevated, the Joe Hendry stuff was huge online and everything, and I feel like it died down a little bit. But ever since WrestleMania, I've been seeing so many more clips and Joe Hendry this, Joe Hendry that.
My favorite one is the 80s sitcom one that they put out there.
Yeah, I actually just watched that earlier.
Yes.
And my Call of Duty name is Joe Hendry, so.
Yes.
I think everybody went there. Okay, let's move on to the next match. Logan Paul against AJ Styles. Logan Paul defeated AJ Styles. Okay, Glenn, we'll let you go first.
The right guy won. I know a lot of people don't like Logan. I like Logan, so that's that.
I don't disagree with you. I was expecting a little bit more out of this match. Not that it was a bad match. I thought it was solid. But I kind of liked, and I know AJ's old school, so he probably don't think he needs to be winning right now anyway either. But I would have kind of liked to seen AJ get the win at WrestleMania. That's just me personally. And I'm not mad. I'm not going to F Logan Paul. I'm not that way. I mean, I have no I know why they did what they did. I have no issues with it. But it was a solid match. Marcus.
I could have done without watching it at all. I don't care for Logan Paul, and I don't know. I just thought AJ wasn't up to speed I thought he looked kind of
He
sluggish.
slowed down. I think he slowed down a little bit. I think this last injury. I think he's in the twilight, guys. I think he's about done.
Yeah. I didn't care. I could have done without watching it at all. So,
Austin.
Yeah, the match. Honestly, as much as we said about night one, I think this was the most boring match of the weekend. I couldn't get into it. I think Logan needs. I'm not saying he's not good, but he needs to get better. It's the same stuff every match, and it works with someone or it doesn't. And I don't think AJ was moving slow. I think he looked a little up, but honestly, I think he had to slow down a lot for Logan. I mean, when they go a lot, when they go quick a lot, I feel like some mess ups happen. And I don't know. It was what it was. I didn't really enjoy the match. It was definitely the match I was tuned out the most of the weekend. So, and I want AJ to get a win too. And it's not even about Logan beating him. It's more just the match stuff. But I will say, when is AJ going to win a match finally? Because I feel like he hasn't won a match in like 3 years.
It's like seeing it almost.
well, the way I feel, they could have taken the main event of night one and put it in that spot and scrapped night one altogether. And then you would have had one night of WrestleMania that been pretty good. But
Justin.
The Logan Paul matches are way too long. Like, I don't really care for him. The only thing that I was interested about this match, out of this match, was what Killer Cross is doing.
Yes.
That's about the only thing that's interesting out of this match to me.
That was great.
That interview was legit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Okay, guys, next up, we have the tag team match. I think this is going to be interesting. I think we have some interesting takes on this. Lyra Valkyrie and Becky Lynch defeated Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, even though it didn't last very long. Well, let's go right to it. Let's go to Marcus.
Yeah, because you know what I'm going to say.
Yep.
Okay, so Becky Lynch has been gone for a freaking year, and this is the second time now she has walked into a match and taken a title. Now, bullshit. That's all I have to say. Now, I know what happened on Monday, but let's pretend I don't know what happened on Monday. That was horseshit. How many times couldn't Becky come back on Monday? Why couldn't they put Piper Niven or some other female? I would have been on all right if Nia Jax had walked in there and taken that spot.
Well, Bayley wasn't hurt. They pushed Bayley aside for Becky.
And see, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I kind of agree with that. This is not the first time, and I don't think it's the second time. I think it's more than that.
I think we're up close to 5 times that she's done this.
Yeah, Glenn, let's get your thoughts.
Same as pretty much Marcus. I like Lyra. The outfit was amazing. They could have toned down the pedals a little bit, obviously. But yeah, Becky, ridiculous. I like the outcome because it's Becky's heel turn that took place the following night on Raw. But other than that, Becky being in that position it made no sense.
Justin.
He's muted again.
Yeah, maybe it. Oh, can't. He has to unmute himself.
And he might have been cussing. I don't know. Maybe he would be cussing.
Hey, Justin, it's your turn. Well,
come on. We got to hear what he got to say because he ain't happy either.
He was muting him.
And there you have it, everybody. Just as also that match.
Well, Austin, let's get your thoughts real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to be as critical on it as you guys were. I think it was set up from the beginning. I mean, before Becky left, they had the whole her and Lyra stuff. So, honestly, you guys say throw this person in, throw that person in, but storyline-wise, Becky made the only sense. They have history. They're both they have history with Lyra looking up to Becky. And what's going to happen? You saying that she's taking a spot? No, she's going to put Lyra over big time. She's gonna they're gonna have a really good match, probably multiple, with a feud for the title, and it's gonna make Lyra bigger, because the whole time before, like I said, Lyra looks up to Becky. That's they're both from Ireland. She said that's who she looks up for, and that's who she wants to be. They're going to set up Lyra to be a bigger star because she has the tools to do it. And why not have one of the biggest stars in women history do it for her? So you can say what you want about the star. I get it. I don't want Bayley not to be on the card, but storyline wise, I thought it really worked. The match itself wasn't anything special, but it wasn't about the match. It was about Becky and Lyra's story and stuff, and I think it's going to work out good. So that's my take on it.
I think the story will work good. I won't argue that. I think the story is going to be good, but I didn't like Becky getting pulled. But it is what it is. Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was all right match. I mean, for something they had to change their. I don't know. Did she get hurt or something? And that's why they had to change it, or did they just decide to do that?
It was storyline injury. She's not really hurt.
Oh.
Like they did it for the storyline. They'll probably come out and say Becky was the one that attacked her. So
I don't know.
More story.
I think that's where it's going to come out. That Becky was the one that attacked her. I think that is going to be the storyline. I don't know when they made this decision to do this. I don't know if this was the plan all along.
I think it was planned all along.
It may have been because it seemed like for a long time it was going to be Bayley and Roxanne Perez at WrestleMania. That's what they hinted at, and then they didn't do that. So it could be right.
Done.
I believe it was planned all along, personally.
It could be. So Justin, we'll try to get Justin back in here, or what are we doing, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Justin, can you hear us?
Yeah, the WWE heard me cussing out because of Becky Lynch, and they cut me out.
they
pulled you. I don't know what's going on.
They pulled you like Bayley.
That 3 times here lately that a female has just been thrown in out of nowhere, basically, with Charlotte, Becky, and even Michelle McCool. I don't consider her a Hall of Famer, but that's my opinion. But why the hell are you going to give Becky Lynch another chance and give her the belt? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't totally disagree. I do agree with Austin that I think it is all storyline, and it may have been that way all along. I don't know. I think the story is going to be a good story.
But did they have to do it at WrestleMania? Couldn't they have started that story?
The biggest moment
on Raw.
It's the biggest point to do it is at WrestleMania. Everybody's seeing it.
Yeah, you got a point, but it's just not fair to the people that work their asses off all year. And
you're not wrong, but you're also Becky. I mean, she's one of the biggest women female stars of all time.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
Yep, that's true. Okay, guys, let's go to this main event. John Cena beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Let's go to Austin first.
Yeah, I'm going to be less critical in this match like other people were too. I was really, really enjoying the match until Travis Scott came out. I was really into it. The crowd was into it. I was loving the way it was structured. John Cena, the way that they were the slow burn match. The way John Cena was wrestling was really reminding me of like kind of Thugonomic John Cena, but a little bit more, not as just more cold and like just stone face. But I really was enjoying it. I was really getting into the match, and I was expecting a little bit longer, and was probably going to get the pace up. And then when Travis Scott came out, it definitely deflated the match. I'm not even mad that he came out. It was the way they did it, because I expected him to come out. I actually expected The Rock to show up too, and that didn't happen. But I don't think that had to happen. They could have just did the Travis Scott thing a lot better. Maybe let him come out 10 minutes later. And then instead of having him do this slow-mo entrance like he's the Undertaker coming out on WrestleMania and take forever to come down the ring, just for him to, I don't know. They could have had his music pop and maybe Cody's just looking down at the stage because he's mad that Travis Scott there and he wants to get his payback. And then he gets, John Cena gets him there. Or just have him come through the crowd, no entrance theme, and just, do that way. It could have been done a lot better. And I think if it was done better, people wouldn't have been as upset with the match or that The Rock didn't show up. But the way they did it was absolutely the worst way they could have done it.
I think everybody
But-
expected The Rock to be there. I thought they never announced The Rock was going to be there. Nobody ever did. He was not billed to be there. But I did think he was going to be there. A little bit of a letdown that he wasn't for me, but I don't think it's that big a deal that he wasn't there if they would have did a better job of presenting the ending. The match was fine up and like you said until he came out and took 5 minutes to get to the effing ring, and just killed everything.
I honestly didn't know how the match was going to go with them two. I didn't know if it could be a good match, but I was really, really enjoying. I thought if it was keeping going how it was going before it came out, I thought it was going to end up being one of my favorite matches of the weekend because I just was really liking the way it was structured.
I don't disagree. I was
happen that
liking the
way.
match, and then it just fell off a cliff here a little bit. But Marcus,
All right, well, we'll start the first half. I love Cena's attitude. I like the fact that when Cody was tied up with him, he's like, get him off me. I mean, it was just like he just turned to the ref like, get him off me. And it was slow paced. Cena always had a counter for everything Cody was doing. And then Travis Scott showed up. And then you know what everybody's been saying about that shit. Took him 500 days to get down there. How many times does a referee have to get knocked out in a premium live event? I mean, go back and watch main events and tell me how many times a referee gets knocked out in a premium live event.
yeah,
It seems like 10 out of 12 a year. I mean,
it happens a lot. That's one thing too. I think everybody was expecting big fireworks as an ending, like last year. The way everything went, and Undertaker coming out, and this guy coming out, and this guy. That's what everybody expected. I don't know if you can do that every time. So I'm not going to give them a hard time for not doing that. But I thought they could have come up with something better than what they did.
I just want to say one thing too, though. I'm not saying it was, but they have been saying the whole time. John Cena, it might have been by design. John Cena said he was going to ruin wrestling. The fans don't get this, that. I mean, that's kind of the reaction fans gave. So maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe it worked the way they exactly wanted. Maybe they want everybody to be like. So
we'll see where it goes.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying it might have been designed that way. So.
Justin.
I enjoyed the match. I'm really enjoying this boring, bland John Cena. Yeah, it works, but I can't stand the Travis Scott stuff with anybody, whether he's with Jey Uso, whether he was with The Rock. I don't care. Everything he does, I don't like. So, but yeah, other than him, the match was good.
Chris.
Yeah, it would if they would have done him coming out different where it didn't take so long. That would have been my match of the night. I was into the match. I really was enjoying the match until he came out and it just kind of put the brakes on. It kind of put the brakes on it because it. I mean, hell, it took him so long, and Cena's just sitting there in the ring, kind of looking up at him. I mean, if they would have done that, like I said, either hell, if you wanted to play his music, bring him out and have him before the match and have him sitting out over by the ring announcer table or something, like he's a guest or something, and then he could attack from there or in the crowd or something. But doing it that way, it took way too long, and it just killed the flow of the match. Because up till then, I thought it was I really liked it.
Yeah, what I think would have been cool, they could have flashed his music on real quick, and they could have had him step over the railing and step up onto the announce table and stand there. They would have looked, and he could have just went right into it. It'd have been a lot quicker, but it would have been a big presentation still, without taking 5 minutes to do it. So I think it was a way they could have did it better. But Big Glenn.
I liked it. Didn't like the ending, obviously. Same with you guys. It took, I think, Iron Sheik at WrestleMania 17 in the Gimmick Battle Royal got to the ring quicker than what Travis Scott did at this year's WrestleMania. And we all know about that. But yes, the match was great itself. Just the ending, it looked like it was all sorts of messed up, But yeah.
Like I said, I liked the match, but it just the ending was kind of jacked up.
The right guy won, though. I will say that the right guy won.
I think the right guy won.
Yeah, I agree with that. John Cena should have won that match for sure.
Okay, guys. Night one, I give a B. Night two, I give a B plus. I think night two would have been an A if the main event would have paid off. I enjoyed WrestleMania. You know, we have a party. We have all kinds of food. We had Wingstop on Saturday, and then I made food for Sunday. So we had a great time. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had some Sam's Club Chick-fil-A and some waffle fries and some Chick-fil-A sauce, so I was, ready to go.
and that Chick-fil-A sauce, huh?
Yeah. Oof.
Well, guys, one thing real quick. I think we can go over it real quick. I just want to give a shout out to NXT Stand and Deliver. I thought it was a really, really good show. The thing that stood out to me was the women's ladder match.
Yes.
So Ruka is outstanding. It was really good. I enjoyed the storytelling from the Dark State and the D'Angelo family. Not that it was a super great match, but I did like the storytelling. Also, the NXT Women's Championship match with Stephanie Vaquer beating Julia, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace in the Fatal 4-Way and keeping the belt. I thought it was very good. And I enjoyed the Obafemi beating Javon Evans and Trick Williams. So I thought it was a really strong show. I know Austin, you watched it. I believe Justin watched it too. I believe Justin, your thoughts on the NXT?
The women for sure stood out in all of that. Like they was amazing that whole show. And I can honestly see the women's division being better than the men's division in a couple of years when the NXT women come up to the main roster. If they all stay under the WWE name, I could see them having a dominant women's division.
Well, I think NXT women's division is the best division in all of wrestling. I think it's
Absolutely.
better. I even think it's better than the WWE's main roster, and I think it's that's not just all talent. I think it's just the way it's ran because NXT. It's the featured item. The men's take a back seat to the women's. The women are featured more on NXT than the men, and should be.
I tell you what, man, that's Stephanie Vaquer, man. She's the real deal, man. If y'all don't already know.
Yep, she is the real deal, man. I tell you, I've seen her the first time maybe a year and a half ago on AEW, and that was AEW's flub because they brought her in and had a match and didn't have her under contract. And she had already had a tryout with WWE a couple years ago. They seen it and they said she's ready, so they got her, and they got her quick. So she's outstanding. Austin, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the pay-per-view. I need to go back and watch the ladder match again because I missed some of it. But
you need to go back and watch that ladder match. that was a great one.
I'm sure it was great, but I don't think I'll think it's better than that main event. That triple threat, I love that main event. Some people, he was saying some people were hating on. I thought them three just worked perfect together. I love the main event. I don't get how you couldn't love it, but
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really solid. I thought it was really good show.
Their chemistry together and all the spots with them and everything in between. I really enjoyed that match.
And then a couple things on Raw real quick. Becky Lynch turned on Lyra Valkyrie. Guys, in my opinion, Becky Lynch is going to end up the fourth member of Paul Heyman's group.
Yes.
That's what I think is going to happen. That's my prediction. We'll see if it happens. I think it's a good move.
I'm down for it.
We'll see. And then also Braun Breaker joined Paul Heyman and with Seth Rollins and them. I think that's outstanding. I think where this story is going to go, whether it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, eventually Braun Breaker will be a big face and he will take the belt off Seth Rollins. I think Rollins will end up with a belt from Jey Uso at some point or from somebody at some point. And I think they're going to make Breaker a huge baby face eventually. Now, again, that could take a year, it could take 2 years, but long-term storytelling, never know with Heyman involved. But I think Breaker's going to be a big star, and I think Jacob Fatu. Could you guys imagine the match Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker could do?
I would love to see that. Hell in a Cell. Look at.
Well, anybody got any?
I think Braun Breaker is going to main event WrestleMania next year.
I think he could, and it could be against Seth Rollins for the belt.
I honestly think Breaker may win the Rumble. They're going to do this group for. I mean, I know that's a while away, but I mean, heck, it's already almost halfway through this year in 2 months or so.
And I do have
do this group and all that. I think he'll win the Rumble.
Could win the Rumble. Or he could win Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But I'm predicting. But of course, I haven't seen SmackDown yet tomorrow, and what Cody's going to have to say. My prediction is Cody's going to win Money in the Bank, but that's going off. Again, that's me saying that now. I haven't seen what he's going to say because some people say he's going to take some time off, so I don't know.
I think it'd be good to have him take some time off.
Have him come back after Backlash.
Yeah, at least take like a month or two off. I think that'd be pretty smart, honestly.
Anybody else got any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. Well, guys, I thought we had a pretty good show. We've been doing real good. We've been getting quite a few viewers on our first 2 shows, so hopefully this one does as well. And we've got some big wrestling shows this weekend going on. Saturday, got NGW. We got Sunday. We have War Pro and also FEW. Monday, we're gonna have a special show. We're gonna be at Greek's Pizza, broadcasting live from like 5 o'clock or so till 8. We'll be doing our normal GWR, 6:30 to 8. We'll be doing our normal stuff too, but we're gonna be there live with some interviews with high school wrestlers and talking about the Bearcat Rumble, and it's a fundraiser for the Bearcat Rumble. Anybody lives in the Muncie area and stuff, you can go and dine there, or between 5 to 8 on Monday, you can dine there, or you can get takeout, or you can get it even delivered. And some of the proceeds go to the Bearcats, Central Bearcats Wrestling Club. So it's a big event we'll be part of on Monday. So that's pretty much it. Everybody have a great weekend.
See you guys Sunday. Well, you 3.
Yep. See some of us.
Yeah.
Top rope.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all kiss my ass while I win this match.